emulsion, or you can have water in oil. And again, the polar group of surfactant will be in contact with water and non-polar chain in contact with oil. And in water in oil emulsion, it's the other way around, where polar groups are here and non-polar chain here. So in emulsion, then properties are determined again by the molecular structure of these materials. Now, if you take detergent in water and you shake it and produce foam, the foam stability, in other words, there are thousands of bubbles here. Stability of each bubble depends upon, this is thin film, how fast the water drains here. And that depends on the molecular packing, or what is called surface viscosity. And so you can show experimentally that foam stability depends on rate of drainage, that depends on surface viscosity, and that depends on molecular packing. So you can go from molecular packing to macroscopic property if you have better understanding of these, how molecular packing influences everything. And in flotation of mineral like copper or zinc or nickel, if you are extracting, you grind the ore as a fine powder, and then you add right surfactant that binds to this particle, and you bubble the air, and this air bubble, then this chain gets adsorbed on the air-water interface with its bound minerals. So when that bubble comes here, it brings all of these mineral particles with it. And then you remove this foam, it will be rich in that mineral you want to isolate. And this is like 10 to the 9 tons. So several million tons, thousands of millions of tons of ore is processed each year using this technique. And in a boundary lubrication, again, a simple lubricant is surfactant with oil. This is the oil and this is surfactant. And what we found that when these two have equal chain length, it provides the best lubrication, as you see in the next slide. That you see this 16, the oil was 16 carbon chain length, and when we put different chain length fatty acid, you have the highest scuff load at C16 fatty acid. So when chain length of that fatty acid and chain length of oil are identical, you have the most stable film, and hence you have the best lubrication. You had to go to very high scuff load to remove those bound molecules. Okay. And last thing is this contact angle and wettability, very important concept. If you put Teflon, a drop of water on Teflon, it will rest like this. If you put it on an ordinary glass, it may be flattened out like this. And if you put on plexiglass, it may stay like this. So this is called contact angle. And it's related to the interaction between water and the solid surface by this formula. Work of adhesion is equal to surface tension, in parentheses 1 plus cos theta. So if you know this theta, and if you know the surface tension of the liquid, you can calculate this. Now, use of this is, as I say, in waterproofing of buildings, in road construction, in number of areas, and agriculture. When you plant some seeds, a lot of weeds will grow, and they will compete for the nutrient. And the only way you can allow like sugar cane to grow more, if you destroy these weeds. These are weeds, this small grass. And so atrazine is a weed killer. And the idea is, if atrazine by itself will not make much difference, it did not kill this grass. But when you put surfactant in it, then it changes that contact angle from that very high contact angle to low contact angle, and it spreads. And that's how you destroy these weeds. And it does, and allows sugar cane only to grow with the nutrient that you had here. So that's, and this slide sort of shows UF, University of Florida, and all of these tanks has a lot of these logos that, as I was mentioning to one of the colleagues here, that if you are doing good research and which is relevant to technological application, a lot of companies come and support your research. So all of these companies at some point in time had, or for many, many years, had supported research in my lab. And let me end up with my last slide, which is a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, who got Nobel Prize for Literature, The Sun and a Candle. When the sun went down in the evening, he asked everyone on earth, who will take up my responsibility of providing light? No one replied. A candle in a log cabin answered, my Lord, I cannot light up the whole universe as you do, but I will do my best to light up this small room. And I really hope I have last 52 years, as I said, I have been doing research. I have traveled to more than 45 countries. And again, with always this hope that maybe somebody will be inspired by my research and go and follow this thing in surface science, nanotechnology. And compared to my time when I was a student, right now, because of the computer age, everything at your fingertips. You go to google.com and write down that, hey, explain to me what is surface tension or what is surface science, or explain to me what is nanotechnology. And the google.com will explain to you very easily what it is. I often tell my student that my guru is google.com. When things are not clear, I go to google.com to find out the basic information about it. So I really hope that, and 10 years I worked at DDU, once I asked the undergraduate class that after graduation, what would you like to do, what type of job? And to my surprise, 85 to 90% raised hand and said they would like government job. And I said, nobody wants to be Dhirubhai Ambani or Mukesh Ambani or Sun Pharma guy, the Sanghvi, or Azim Premji. I said, nobody wants to be entrepreneur. And no, they all wanted to have government job. So that they are happy to have fixed salary, fixed raises, irrespective of the productivity, no accountability, because no government employee has to account for his time, that what he did or accomplished. So please, I'm not a religious person, but if God exists there and someday you have to face them, God can ask you that I gave you whatever X number of years on planet Earth. What did you accomplish? Or what did you contribute to the world? Then don't tell him that I goofed off all my job years, that, really took it easy. No, please, you are given this choice, what you want to do in your life. I was working on a farm spreading the fertilizer, but my dream was someday to go to America and study with the best professor at the best university. But you have to have that dream. And my take-home message, I would like to end with this poet, my own poem where I wrote 2 lines. લાંબી સફરના સપનો સાથે લઈ ફરું છું. I'm carrying the dreams of a long journey with me all the time. લાચાર ચરણ થાય તો વિસામો કરું છું. When I get tired, I take a little rest and then start my journey again. And in the last line it says, somebody asked poet, where is your wealth? So he says, સાચું છે મારું ધન આ જે સ્મૃતિઓમાં ही રહે છે. My true wealth is hidden in my memories. અને હીરા મોતીથી ઝાઝા સ્મરણો મને ગમે છે. Okay. As I said that when I came here, suddenly I remembered that I have been here before 7, 8 years ago to give Father D'Souza lecture. And just remember, when you see somebody suffering with Alzheimer with no memory of past, how horrible that is. And therefore, your true wealth is the memory you store. And I hope what kind of memory you would like to store depends on you. So I hope that raise your hand among the younger generation that you feel this lecture helped you to move forward on your scientific path. Good. There are a good number of hands. So it makes me feel happy. It was worth my traveling all the way in poor health, but I did it all right. Okay? Normally I would have been 10 times more enthusiastic, but my energy is low. Okay? But I hope I conveyed to you the joy and happiness that my students and postdoc felt doing this work over the last 50 years. Thank you.